Now we are going to the Cancer new moon. And what a time to come alive with this Cancer new moon. Look at all of the markers here. So we have Pluto retrograde in Capricorn down here at 27 degrees. There's a 7. Neptune at 25, 27. There's a 25 and a 7. And Neptune is now retrograde at the time of this moon. We have Jupiter at 7 degrees, Mars at 25 degrees, Uranus at 17, so 7, Venus at 7 degrees, and look at that, the sun and the moon are conjunct at 7 degrees, 23 minutes. Boom. You can't make it up. You can't make this stuff up. I really, as I was feeling into this Cancer new moon, I really felt heavy divine synchronicity week. So that could be a really like intuitive synchronistic time for a lot of us. And why not, right? It's summer. We're in this whole new season. New creations are occurring. We're kind of in our feeling body. So we've transitioned into that Cancer feeling body. And it is like this moon was just exquisitely beautiful. That's what I'm dubbing it, the exquisitely beautiful moon. When I was sitting with the moon, I actually ended up Googling what the meaning of lovely was. I wanted to actually like learn the definition of it. And as I Googled that, what ended up happening, of course, again, more synchronicities, right? The song Lovely by Billie, Eilish, and Khalid came up. So I'm partial to remixes. So I listened to the Hippie Sabotage remix of this song as I process this energy. So I'll link both of those videos, the original, which the videography in the original is stunning, as well as the Hippie Sabotage remix. I'll link that in the description box below after this is over if you want to go check that out. It was a whole vibe. So feel free to get into the vibe. All right. So with this moon, we now have a square to Jupiter, and that's at 7 degrees, 19 minutes of Aries. And this is going to emphasize. Jupiter is going to emphasize the energies of this moon. He's going to expand this moon. He's going to exaggerate. That's one of the things that Jupiter is really great at, is providing this exaggeration on all the things that are happening in this moon. It will really be a marriage of what our emotions feel we want and need, and then what our self wants and needs. And those two things are very, very different. For example, for myself, I emotionally want my husband to hold me, touch me, and be in my presence all the time, right? But myself and what I know I truly want is a healthy and balanced lifetime and beyond relationship. And I know that if I gave into my emotional needs and allow that to rule my actions, which, look, been there, done that, spent way too much time there. So I get that. But if I really just allow those emotional needs to rule, I am not going to get a healthy and balanced relationship for both him and for me. Because at the end of the day, thinking through that, if you really did what your emotional needs always told you, then, or what your emotions always told you, you would probably not be happy or satisfied with that, right? I know if I did that, at one point in time, I'd be like, oh my God, I need some space. Like, what is happening? I need a moment here. So it's really, this moon can show us, how do we work with those contrasts, right? How do we work with what our emotions are telling us and what we truly know that we need from a self perspective? And one way that you can do that is take these high vibrations, the highest energy signatures of Cancer and Aries, and work within those realms. So Aries high vibrations are being courageous, honest, and passionate. And that's in speaking your truth, working on yourself, and expressing your needs in a healthy way. And then Cancer brings in the high vibration of intuitive, empathetic, and charming. And that will help us understand the other side, the other individual, the lesson that is trying to be shown for us. It can help us read the energy of the room where maybe I do like emotionally, I'm like, I would really love a hug right now. But I walk into a room and I'm in a high vibrational Cancer state. I can read the room and go, now's not the time to ask for that. Okay. I need to hold into that for just a moment. And then it allows us to adjust, right? It allows us to bring on that charm and adjust and support the energies as needed. So a lot about this moon is dividing into, or is really diving, excuse me, into what sustains your soul. What feels good, what you need to do to be in a space of sustaining your soul. And how that can really come up is actually within Venus. So we've got Venus here at that 7-degree mark, and she's got this newfound Gemini energy that she's in. She's sextiling Jupiter. And this could be a really great time this week during this moon cycle to travel, get together with friends, share something interesting, be with family, find a new activity, play games, go dancing, see a concert, go to the movies. Whatever it is that nourishes your soul. Maybe it's drawing. Maybe it's going to a wine tasting. Maybe it's doing something you've never done before, like skydiving or bungee jumping or going on roller coaster rides, going to Disney, whatever that is, anything that nourishes your soul. This is a wonderful time to do that. There's a little comma, semicolon with that whole statement I just said, which is actually the last aspect with this moon, which this Mars in Aries sextiling Saturn in Aquarius is a precursor to what is coming up in July. And it is a transit that we'll talk about, we're going to need to work with. And it's something that we can prepare for prior to this moon. Since you're here already doing the work, listening to and getting prepared for the month ahead, we can really prepare prior to the moon, through the moon, and into the transit. And that is Mars's upcoming square to Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. And that's the sky down here at 27 degrees. And at this moon, he's making what's called an implied square, which just means it's coming, but it's not exact yet. But he is sextiling Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, which is the energy of managing your body and commitments. So here's Venus, and here's, this Cancer new moon nourishing your soul and what it needs. And then Mars and Saturn are like, yeah, but I need to manage this body. And I just made 5,000, or Venus, you just made 5,000 plans. We can't do all of them. So while you want to make all those plans, do all of the things, make sure that it's not conflicting. Make sure to still have that responsibility that Saturn brings in order to get the things that you need done. Because again, a lot of those things like going to see a movie, dancing, while it nourishes your soul for the moment, Saturn is all about our structures for the future. So yes, it's good to take time to do that, but make sure it's not overlapping commitments that you already made to yourself for the long term. Again, it could be another energy. If you do go dancing, maybe don't drop it like it's hot if you haven't in 2 years. Just going to say that, maybe don't go extra with what you do. Just go normal. Mars wants to do extra right now. Just be normal. Just go normal with it. Temper that energy. And then back to Mars and Pluto, because I don't want to leave off this transit, because it is, again, it's a preparation that the Cancer new moon is giving us. So Mars rules our action and our drive forward. We've kind of talked about that throughout this review. And Pluto has this energy of a big brother with Mars. I'm an older sibling, so this was so clear for me. Like, think of Mars as being 13 years old, just about to go into high school. Pluto is 17. He's got a car. He's driving. He's going into his senior year. He's got his little brother going into his freshman year. And there's a big power dynamic here. And it's not that loving, doting brother. It's more of that struggle, volatile, frustrated, annoying, dismissive brother energy, right? Or older sibling energy, I should say. So, like me, for those of you firstborns, or if any of you have siblings that are younger than you may align with that energy. You may know what I'm talking about. And for those of you with older siblings, you are on the receiving end of this energy probably. So it's like, no matter if Pluto is like being told by the moon and Saturn, which is mom and dad, that you have to drive Mars every day to school. You have to drive your little brother to school every day for the rest of your senior year. It doesn't mean that Pluto is going to like it. He may do it, but he doesn't have to like it. He doesn't have to make it easy on Mars. And he definitely isn't going to show Mars how to drive during that time. So it's just not going to happen, right? So knowing that is going to be this energy play at that we're building up to in this Cancer new moon. And again, that's going to go into July. It's just, again, forewarned, just to be prepared for, something to be watching for. With this moon for all cardinal signs, so that's going to be Cancer over here. Where's my Libra? Over here. Capricorn and Aries right here. If you have planets or points between 5 and 10 degrees, this is commencement energy for you. Get geared up and get ready to roll. Get ready to move. Use this momentum to push forward. Just remember to only do what you can handle. Don't go overboard. Don't go extra.